Morning. Notice the anchor hat. It's become standard headwear. So here we are, just about to leave Crystalton and start the journey home. It's going to take a couple of months. We'll try and show you different stuff on the way back, and obviously things do look different when you're going the other way, so I hope you'll stick with us as we complete our journey, hopefully in a couple of months, back at Pillings. So, today we want to go to Wardle Lock and maybe have a look at Beeston Castle. So let's go. Interesting roof. You need years of drinking to build that roof, I would assume. So we're just coming up to the mile of moored boats, and to make life even more slow, we have a load of fishermen in front of them. So CRT, making life better by water. Our destination for today, Beeston Castle, high on its rock escarpment, just down the canal under the next 3 bridges. And there's Peckforton Castle, built in Victorian times, never really was a castle. Apparently now it's a hotel and wedding venue. Here we are, moored up by the Shady Oak pub, about as close as you can get to Beeston Castle on the canal, and just before Wharton Lock. So lots to do tomorrow, but for today I think we'll stay here and have a little explore later. But first, lunch. Right, let's go and explore Beeston Castle and the surrounding countryside. So here we are on the Sandstone Way, which leads directly to the base of the escarpment that Beeston Castle is built on. So we decided to take the plunge and pay £19 to walk up to the top of the hill. We're only here once, so it seems silly not to. So let's go and see the amazing views that people tell us there are at the top of this hill. And here we have a Bronze Age roundhouse recreated fairly faithfully from remains found in East Anglia and elsewhere. This is where people would have lived around 3,500 years before Christ. This is where they used to smelt copper and make bronze and cast bronze into axe heads, etc. Very sophisticated people. Final assault on the inner keep at the top of the hill, and let's see what we get to see when we're in there. And from here we can see everything. There's Ellesmere Port, where we were just a few days ago. This is the so-called Cheshire Plain. Views west across the plain, and in the distance the mountains of Wales and Snowdonia. Looking east we can see the Pennines running down the backbone of England, and that's sort of the way home to Leicester. Bird's eye view. And here we have Britain's deepest medieval well, well over 300 feet deep. Now historians get very excited about this. This is a D-shaped defensive tower on the outer wall of the castle, and was apparently the very latest in castle design back in the 12th century, brought back from the Crusades, and designed after the castles that were seen in the Middle East. And these beautiful woodlands as you go down back towards the Victorian gatehouse concludes our little visit. Glad we paid £19, well worth it. Right, let's carry on down the sandstone trail, past the sandstone caff, to the other Victorian castle. Sandstone trail takes us to the base of the hill on which Peckforton Castle is built. That, if you remember, is the hotel and bridal event, or it was. Don't know whether it still is after it was burnt down by a groom who allegedly couldn't afford the bill. Here we are at the base of the hill, on top of which sits Peckforton Castle, by a place called Moat House Farm, which looks an attractive building in itself. Looks like we've caught cow rush hour. Here we go. Strange things you see when walking around Cheshire. Nearly at the end of this little explore now in Tiverton. And this is the River Gowie, and that's the old mill that it used to power. And here we are back at the canal, and more importantly back at the Shady Oak pub. All good explores should end with a pub, in my book. Let's check it out.
It's well deserved.
What a lovely evening, and a very peaceful mooring. Tomorrow we're booked into the pub at Barbridge Junction, so hopefully that's where we're going. Good night. Well, it's a sort of still, misty morning today, and we're going to do the locks, going up the locks, hopefully getting to Barbridge Junction, where we're booked into the pub for a meal. So that is the plan. Let's see how it goes.
First lock of the day, Wharton Lock. Unfortunately, the boat went past us about half an hour ago, so nothing's been going the other way, so all the locks will be set against us, so it'll be a little while. Big double locks.
Beeston Castle looking eerie this slightly misty day.
Boat's coming out. Not quite ships that pass in the night, but near enough. Lovely ABC boat. Lumbury top lock. Good to go. About another 40 minutes probably to go to Barbridge Junction, where we hope to stop and have a nice meal in the pub. So, see you later. Been on those 48-hour moorings since we were last here. Was it?
Right.
Yeah. You sure it wasn't somewhere else?
No, but I remember the things that were on it. Today's mission accomplished, moored up just past Barbridge Junction, a stone's throw from the pub. So I think we'll have a spot of lunch, have a sit down, fairly tough cruise with all those big locks, and then we'll decide what we're going to do this afternoon. See you later. It's been a very rainy night, but we seem to have a bit of a window in the weather. So we're going to try and make it to Nantwich without getting too wet. We shall see.
The sun's come out. Chris's boats are.
And this is Nantwich Basin, which is the end of the Chester Canal. As we go through this bridge, we move from the old Chester Canal onto Telford's new canal to Orthley Junction. Welcome to a rather soggy Nantwich. We're on the visitor moorings just on the embankment overlooking the town. Rather nice, even though it is pretty rainy. Well, it's brightened up, although a rainy day is predicted, but we're English. A little bit of rain doesn't stop us. Let's go and have a look at Nantwich. Well, unexpectedly, we find ourselves on the Nantwich Riverside Loop. So we're just going to walk down the river into the town centre, check that out, and try and get back to the boat before it starts raining again. Quite pleasant at the moment, actually. Welcome to Nantwich Riverside. So looks like there's a nice walk along the river into the town. So this lovely river which we're walking along is the River Weaver. I think we're probably on the Weaver Way, which actually follows the canal quite a lot of the time. Getting a bit more urban now, quarter of a mile from the town centre. And the Weaver's getting quite a river. And this is all that's left of Nantwich's mill. This area is called Mill Island. They've developed it very nicely. And now into the town centre. This is Welsh Row. Here is the canal and Telford's aqueduct and embankment looking over the town of Nantwich. There's Dreammaker way up there above us. Well, we got back just in time before the rain really set in, and I think we'll leave you there, moored up in Nantwich on a rainy afternoon. So I hope you've liked this video. If you have, please like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and please comment. I hope you carry on our journey and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye bye for now.